Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Um, today's video should be all about Eve, I think. I'm not sure how long it'll go. It might go pretty short. Whoa, wait, cameras. Hey, there you are. Oh, I don't even have my hat on right. Hold on. There we go. Gotta have Eve at the front. Um, I wonder how often I actually have my hat not on the right way. Um, so doing a quick video today. Don't know how long this will run. I'm just gonna blabber. Um, I've run I've got some things that I'm working on in my brain, but I'm not sure exactly where I want to go with it. I think I've got a path. And long story short, um, I've been flying this Tristan around a little bit. Last video I talked about trying to get that one agent up to a 10.0 standing. Then I ran like two more missions, and the the standing points were so low. I was like, I'm gonna waste like multiple days on this, um, and really just got a little bit tired of it. And then I was ready to move on to the next stage. My next plan was to revert back to um, uh, doing more of the uh, production and market stuff. And there was a plan before this, except I didn't check on one thing. Was I wanted to get my rankings up in one area and then figure out where I want to build things and where I want to sell them. And I wanted to talk about rankings in that video, and then I was going to find out where I was going to sell them. It would have to be somewhere in Gallente space, obviously, probably Dodixie. Um, and then I was going to do a video, and I probably will still do this video about doing agent missions to increase your standings to show how that helps with the market side of it. So where um, you can, uh, where doing agent missions is also productive toward making more ISK on the market side. I know there's other ways around this once you get really deeper into it, having your own stations and stuff like that. But for the general layman's player, I was thinking about doing that. Then the ironic part was the agent that I had been working on was turned out to be the agent or part of the corporation that sells most of the stuff in the system that I want to do in Dodixie. So while I'll still do that video, I didn't have, that next step of doing the missions to raise that one up because it was already there. So then I got a little bit stuck last night, and um, I decided while I was waiting, I was trying to figure out what do I want to do next. Do I want to just go out and mine? Do I want to? Well, that's kind of boring. Um, and while I was watching some YouTube, I pulled up Eve and I'm flying around, and I just started doing the Sisters of Eve, or the let's see here, the where are you there? The Epic Arc, the Bloodstained Stars, and I'm just kind of doing that on the side. Now, do not think I'm doing a video on um, the Bloodstained Stars Epic Arc, because I know a lot of people have done that. I have a good friend of mine that has made a bunch of videos where he went through almost every mission and did a video about it, or at least a couple missions at a time, from about a year ago. And so that's kind of been done before. But as a time saver during my work days this week, because during work days, I can't really plan a whole lot. I get about an hour and a half a day that I might be able to play Eve, so I just want to play. I was thinking, okay, over the next 3 or 4 days, I'll just finish off this epic arc, because you could definitely do this over a couple of hours. So I'm starting to do that. Um, but what do I do after that? And what am I planning on doing? Well, this is where I got a little bit stuck, and I've really thought about this on a overall arcing spot. Now, I've been flying frigates, and one big bonus and this is where my thought pattern started to go. When I switched from the Incursus over to the Tristan. If the fit will come up here. Come on, buddy. Why are you running so slow? There we go. The Tristan has the same number of high slots as the Incursus. Incursus being a gun base, whereas the Tristan is a drone based ship. But they both have 3 high slots. The Incursus, you want to use all 3 slots for guns because that's what it mainly does. And then it gets 1 possibility for flying drones. The Tristan only allows you to use 2 of those slots. So lo and behold, what did I throw into that 3rd slot since I couldn't put a gun into it, nor could I throw missiles into it to do any damage? I threw a salvager. Now there's other things you could throw in there, but I threw a salvager in there. And while you're doing missions, especially these ones where you have to kill like 20, 25 different ships, um, having a salvager right there, especially with a drone-based ship, is very nice because you just let the drones do their work while you're running around just salvaging some stuff up and making a little bit of extra ISK. And I was thinking I'd do a partial video on that where um, what you would want to do with those parts, and I might down the road. Um, but that really got me thinking as to the next step. The obvious next step to move on from a frigate is to move on to a destroyer, the next level up on a ship, and it's usually the easiest. Um, I'm pretty much done with the level 1 missions. I'm ready to move into the level 2s. I did do 1 mission of the level 2s with this Tristan, and it took me quite a bit. Again, my skills aren't the best yet, but also it's a level 2 and it's a tougher mission. I was able to get through it, but it was pretty tough and it'd be a lot easier to do with a destroyer. So that would be the obvious next step. But then I really started thinking about it. And I have flown a lot of destroyers in my time, and I have nothing against destroyers, but in the gameplay that I'm trying to do right now, I'm not focused on making ISK off of PvE. Focused on at some point switching over to the manufacturer side and building things through there. Now I've already gotten some blueprints originals um, for the parts that I would need to build these frigates that I have, and I've started researching those. Me moving into a destroyer right now doesn't help with that. The second part being to maximize that destroyer. I would either have to go full tilt drones or full tilt small guns. And to maximize it, go to level 4. Well, when you're playing as an alpha, and this is something that really kind of dawned on me last night, when you're playing as an alpha and you've only got those 5 million skill points you can do, if you spend all of a massive amount of your skill points into the level 3 missions, I'm sorry, what am I talking about? Not level 3. I drink some coffee, get my brain moving. If you spend all your skill points into the frigate area and the destroyer area, then there's not a whole lot of points left for you once you get to cruiser and battle cruiser. My thought is to bypass the destroyer and actually move on to the cruiser and then down the road the battle cruiser. Hey, she's here. Here you are, puppy. How you doing? Say hi. Are you outside? You're cold. Good girl. Okay. Um, you guys probably want to see her, so I'll just put her like this. She can sit here. Um, so, long story short, I'm still going to fly this Tristan for the next couple of days while I do the Bloodstained Stars missions. But I'm going to start looking into, first off, cruisers. I got to skill up the destroyer to level 3 first, and then switch over to cruiser, and then start skilling up the medium hybrid weapons and maybe look a little bit more into the drones. The other real big bonus with this is that it'll make obvious. Well, the first big bonus is the fact that it will make it easier for me to do level 2s and possibly level 3 missions. I think I can do level 3 missions with at least a battle cruiser. I don't think that should be any issue. Um, but the other part with it is it'll be more fun for fitting wise. because when you're doing and I'll just as we got it here, when you're doing the frigates, most of the time they do one thing or another. And with the limited number of slots that you have, as you can see here, you've only got 3 high, 3 medium, 3 low. Some of them, they switch it out. You got 4 mediums and 2 lows, that sort of thing. When you start getting into cruiser and battle cruiser, I think that's where you first start finding a lot of really different setups that you can do. Um, and to have a lot of fun with messing around. It may make some bad setups, you may make good setups, but you can really do a lot of discovery with that. I've learned a lot of the basics with these frigates, and you might think you can do that with a destroyer, but most of the time with a destroyer, all they're doing is giving you more gun slots. It becomes basically most destroyers are, as far as the lowest level. I'm not talking about your assault ones or whatever they are, the special ones are, but your lowest level destroyers, which is what I would be flying, are glass cannons. They're going to do a lot of DPS, more DPS than your frigates, but you can't put a whole lot of damage uh, uh, strength. I'm not trying to, no, 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 no. Armor or shield changes to them. Whether or not, when I say this, like for armor, if do obviously I've got a repairer on here on this one frigate, but then I've only got 2 other slots. With a cruiser, you can maybe do an armor repair with armor plates and maybe a little bit of some coatings or something like that. If you're going shield based, you can go shield booster with a couple different hardeners, but you have a lot more options along those lines. And part of uh, doing this on trying to get to the manufacturer side is I want my little side games to be fun as well, which will be me doing the missions on the side. So, long story short, that's my thought pattern. If I'm wasting a lot of skill and a lot of skill points and a lot of time on my getting to a level 4 of certain things, which could take 9 days or longer, and a lot more skill points, why not leave my skills at level 3 for now for the frigates until later when I do go Omega and I really decide what I want to do? Because don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with flying frigates and stuff. They can be super fun. But as an alpha, where do I want to go with the game that I'm playing right now? Hence why I haven't put any skill points in explorer skills, um, and some of the other skills that are out there. Why waste those skill points if I'm going to be just trying to do things as an alpha for a while? So that's where I'm at. A lot of talking, a lot of talking there, pup. So where am I at with the Bloodstained Stars? Well, I think I'm about 10 missions in. I will say this. I'm toying also with the idea of saving up all my salvage and using that to sell on the market and using that for an experiment in videos. But also, I think a lot of us have this out there in the world. Um, when I get paid for my job, it comes in and then I have it set up where it goes to uh, a checking account and 2 checking accounts. It splits. One pays my bills for certain sides, another one pays my other bills. um, and then I have other things that go into a little bit of a savings here, a vacation fund and that sort of thing. Not a huge amount of money. Um, and that's what I'm going to try to slowly do with Eve. I was thinking, okay, how much if I want to try to buy Plex, where do I get that is from? Do I just take a lump sum at the end of every month and see what Plex I can get? Then I realized if I'm just getting salvage right now, I could show or see how much I could sell that for on the market. And then um, even go farther with that and see as far as anytime you go to sell something on the market, I think you need to look at also what can you produce from those raw materials And can you make more money off of that? Or do you do a hybrid of both? So that'll be some thoughts down the road. Again, I might be wrong with this, but I don't think as an alpha you can build rigs. I might be wrong with that. Maybe it's only that you can't um, research rigs, um, rig blueprints, but you never know. That might have changed in the last 6 months too. So I'll delve into that a little bit. But hey, I don't want to just jibber jabber for anything. Normally I go about 30 minutes, but that's where I'm at right now. Um, and hopefully by the time this video airs, come probably Sunday-ish, I will have already bought my cruiser or started looking at it. Actually, I won't have bought it. I'm going to go to the same road. I'm going to buy some Blueprint originals. Whoa, those can be pretty expensive, especially for cruisers. Maybe I'll go the copy route. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I don't, because you can go into the contracts and see what you want to get there. I don't know. Maybe that'll be the next stage. So I think I figured it out over the last night. I'm still going to do the Bloodstained Stars over the next couple days just to finish this off. Um, but other than that, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. Um, Short video today, but hey, I'll hit you guys up whenever I have something new to report. Other than that, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly higher than you want, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.